All right. I am sharing the behind the scenes, the thinking of what goes into planning, I guess, my next workshop that's coming up. So these recent brain dumps have been so helpful for me in helping me spot things. I'm running ad campaigns and I'm going to be using the NAS.io platform. And the reason I'm selecting that platform is because on LinkedIn, especially, it's Gen X, millennials, boomers. I mean, we have to remember that we were born at very different times to with our digital natives, our kids, the 20s. Our worldviews are very different because what we are exposed to. And I think it is so important that we remember that when we are learning technology and trying to understand how to make money online, because oftentimes a lot of the confusion around business is because we are not letting go of how things used to be. And I've been guilty of that. And that's kind of why I'm taking a very different approach. It's innately the most natural thing for me to do is have everything polished and then have a go-to-market strategy and showing up as an expert as if I became this overnight. No, it is a journey. It is a process. Alrighty, guys. I will be posting very soon my upcoming workshops. I want to test around 3 topics. One of them being, I've spent a lot of time working with helping people train AI to be this thinking partner for people who are not technical or they struggle to show up. I show people how to use ChatGPT as a reflection tool and also to translate their essence and who they are into something tangible that they can start with and work with. This is where I think a little bit of self-consciousness develops when we start showing up online. And a reminder that it is not easy for everybody. It is so uncomfortable for some that it is something that they would rather avoid, and their current discomfort is preferred than overcoming this challenge. And so just please keep that in mind. But I think what ChatGPT allows is just start taking those baby steps until you can get clearer on who you are, like the language for who you are. And that takes time to develop. So it's having language that will then allow you to use ChatGPT as a creative thinking partner to translate into something visual that you can start with and start creating image assets. This is a fun one I'm actually messing around with, a little bit of a hinge font for LinkedIn to use in my About Me and who I want to meet. Let's see. So the first first small group I'm going to do is essentially teach people how to use, I'm talking about non-designers, non-technical people, just everyday professionals looking to revamp their digital presence without having to hire somebody right now because you're still just dabbling and figuring things out and you're not ready to commit to something yet. So I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to essentially find language for who you are that you could proudly present up front, at least align it with your goals on who you're looking to connect with or what you're trying to achieve going forward. This is an exercise I did with my son, my 13-year-old son, a 50-year-old woman, a 60-year-old man. We all struggle with the same thing, which is translating who we are into something that we can present to the world. And that is what I'm going to walk through. But especially with LinkedIn, it's not only viewing it as a landing page, I'm going to run ads. So it's that ad campaign. And if anybody needs social proof on who I am, what do they want to know about me to get them to, from that moment, pay me to learn something? Okay, I might as well just go into this right now. This is typically how to make money online education is done. We start with the niche, health, wealth, love. And from there, we identify a group to sell to. With ChatGPT, it's now very easy to identify what this group struggles with. Once you can identify what they're struggling with, you just match it with an appropriate digital product, and GPT does all that for you. And then all the focus then goes into marketing and sales because the average person leaving their 9 to 5 doesn't have context on how to run business. So yeah, a lot of education is done on marketing. What I like about the approach on NAS is education and actual human support in content creation and also on running meta ad. I think is a skill set that all of us need to know today. It's how to acquire our own leads in also to how to navigate AI tools by building something or working towards something like making more money or building your own income stream. So my goal is to help people who are non-designers, non-technical people to be able to jump into a session. There's a little bit of pre-work where you have to do a baseline audit as to where you are right now in terms of what you're doing, your professional stuff, what your goals are, if you know any of that. But taking that as a starting point and translating that into something visual that you can start working with. It's a strong orientation now. If you're savvy in Canva, you can just bring things over, remove backgrounds, and make minor edits or replace the model with your original picture. It is that very strong starting point that you can use to start confidently putting yourself out there. But beyond that, it's teaching people to reverse engineer the process of doing something like this, whether it's LinkedIn or a Hinge profile. It's the same. Hey, Chatty. Right now, I'm doing a recording. And on this recording, what I'm doing is I am showing them how I think through setting up a profile or a storefront. I'm using LinkedIn, but essentially it could be any profile, right? If it's a Hinge profile or a Instagram profile. I open up the page and typically it's blank and I will just do a scan and see what are the necessary things that I need. And for LinkedIn profile, it looks like to me it's the images, the headshot, the banner. I know that I already know going into this that I'm going to use this as a landing page. And literally what I mean by that is somebody lands on that page. Is your information designed and organized in a way that somebody who is just on the brink of saying yes to buying your $37 digital product, do they know enough about you to say yes and make that purchase without it being confusing? And that is that cohesiveness that we are trying to go for here. And then the featured links, like what kind of links would I want here? And I'm also going to need the image assets there. And what I mean by that is, and also, before you answer that, please take on the role of an expert who does all things LinkedIn, branding, visual design, content strategy. You're up to date on the latest best practices in 2026 for engagement. And also keep in mind that energetically, I'm not somebody who can just sit at a computer and just comment on other people's posts all day and just, that's just not my style. Okay, let's see what it says. All right, so I treat a profile like a landing page. Okay, step one. I just talked it out right now, and I have now a guide that I'm going to be able to share with others. We do 3 to 5 seconds scan before they look at the things on this order, headshot, banner, name, blah, blah. Images do the emotional sorting before words can even read. Orientation, not decoration. Can I trust this person? And the banner's job is tell me what room I just walked into. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I don't optimize.